innumerable blessings. Welcome to my suggestions for getting into urdvha danurasana, or bridge pose. What I'm going to do is we're going to talk about setu bandahsana, or little bridge, as well, because little bridge is really a good way to get into big bridge, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to give a variety of variations. So when you're doing bridge or practicing bridge, it's helpful to have warmed up and opened up the thighs and the hips. Why the thighs and the hips? Because you're going to be opening up and using and stretching the muscles of the front of the body. And if these muscles aren't warmed up and stretched, you're going to really stretch your knees. And that's not always fun and pleasurable. And the knees are like the most delicate joints in the body. So you don't want to already anger or ire the most delicate joint in the body as it is. So let's start with like little bridge. So for little bridge, you do one of my favorite things in life. You're gonna lay down. The knees will be bent, hopefully with the heels underneath the knees. Arms flat on the floor, fingers nice and spread. Take a second to pull the spine nice and long. Press the palms down. This is a fun way to get into it because it helps you with your alignment. Engage your mula bandha. Pull the belly button back towards the spine as you activate your kegel muscles or your PP muscles or your perineal muscles, depending if you're man or woman. And focus on inwardly spiraling the thighs, which will kind of cause the pelvis to tilt backwards. And then push the knees forward and lift the hips up. So this is like little bridge, which is a good way to warm up for the big bridge. It's that in French. This is the translation. Sorry about that. So if you're here, you can hang out here and do this a few times until you get comfortable. If you want to go a little deeper, you can interlace the fingers, pull the knuckles towards the heels, press the hips up, and pull the shoulder blades together. Or you can reach for the ankles. You can reach for the ankles and do it that way. That is setu bandahsana. Now for urdhva danurasana, the same principles apply with the lower half of the body and the torso. For this, you're just going to be kind of lifting the hips a little bit higher and working a little bit more with the shoulders and the upper back and the neck. So what I'm going to do is give you some ways to gently work in it in case you're just not there. So if you're there, I have a suggestion, but hang on. So first things first, like without the blocks. You can, after having played with setu bandahsana, and let me warn you, my bridge is not perfect, of course. My feet kind of flare out a little because I'm flat-footed and I don't always work on strengthening the line that runs from my arches all the way up into my inner thighs. So be warned. Be warned. So for this posture, bring the hands, point the fingers, bring the hands by the ears, with the fingers pointed towards the shoulders. The same things apply. You want the shoulders pulling down towards the hips, the shoulder blades pulling in towards each other. Once again, pull the belly button back towards the spine, engage mula bandha. And this is how personally I like to get into it. I like to push the hands and feet into the earth after fiddling many times with my hands and my feet. I lift the hips and I come to my head. Then I readjust the shoulders and do it again. So it looks kind of like this. You also want to keep your elbows pointed out. And then I readjust my hands, readjust my feet, reduct the tail, and push up. And that's one way to do it. And then, and that's that. And then come down very gently. And that's one way to do it. If you're there, and that's really easy for you, ways to play with setu bandahsana, being very, very gentle of your hips, of your knees, is to focus on lengthening the legs. Focus on continuing to inwardly spiral the legs, bring the feet together, and allow the legs to be long. I haven't done that since gymnastics when I was 5. I am where I am. Another way, if you're kind of like in between and you're kind of yeah about it, what you can do is bring blocks against the wall. I am all about blocks. Blocks will help your practice. And to kind of help you with the positioning of your hands and your elbows, begin by placing your hands, instead of like by your shoulders, place them by the blocks. So your palms are going to come to the top of the blocks. Can't really, you see? The palms are going to come to the top of the blocks. And I'm going to focus on rotating my elbows up towards the ceiling rather than have them fly off to the side like a lazy eye, which is what I normally do. So, same things apply. Feet are parallel. Mula bandha engaged, Uddiyana bandha engaged. Focus on pulling the knees forward, lifting up. It's so much easier to get up that way. Juicy. And then just come back down whenever you're ready. And then after like back bending, it's always helpful to kind of pull the knees gently now in towards the heart. Or if you're finding that like aggravates your lower back, take a twist. Twists are so just neutralizing. So those are my suggestions for playing in urdhva danurasana and setu bandahsana. If you want to know more about the energetic benefits of these poses, how these poses help your life and your practice, head on over to yogamontpellier.com, check out the articles index, and then look at asana and energy benefits of your practice. If you're ever in the south of France, in glorious Montpellier, or close by in Nimes, come on and take a vinyasa yoga course with me, class with me. First one's free. You'll find information and details on yogamontpellier.com. That's it. Namaste. Stay blessed.